Roman Reigns returns on Raw, the best and worst of WWE Evolution 2025. Naomi calls out WWE shop for not stocking her merch at Evolution store. Stephanie McMahon questions the Judgment Day's unity at Evolution. Blake Monroe makes a shocking character shift. WWE never planned for Seth Rollins to cash in at Saturday night's main event. Triple H gives a heartbreaking health update on Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins booted from a SummerSlam angle after injury. Big E makes a huge request to WWE. Let's dive right in. The best and worst of WWE Evolution 2025. WWE Evolution 2025 was a knockout, possibly the top premium live event of the year. The women's division delivered a card with no weak links, packed with thrilling moments. A few small missteps couldn't dim the glow of this incredible show. Tiffany Stratton's standout victory over Trish Stratus set the tone for a stacked night. Here's the rundown on the best and worst of WWE Evolution 2025. Number 1. Multi-woman matches steal the show. The night kicked off with a bang as Becky Lynch held onto the Women's Intercontinental Championship against Lyra Valkyria and Bayley. The three-way clash was pure fire, with all three women bringing relentless energy. Lynch's slick backslide pin was a clever finish. The Women's Tag Team Championship Fatal 4-Way was just as electric. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss are finding their groove as a duo, with Flair's hot tag lighting up the crowd. Sol Ruca showed serious promise, but Raquel Rodriguez sealed the win for the Judgment Day by pinning her, keeping the titles in their grasp. Number 2. Battle Royal delivers, but some stars fade. The Battle Royal was a blast, giving many women a chance to shine, though not everyone got their moment. Julia, the Women's United States Champion, was shockingly tossed out by Zelina Vega, hinting their title feud will roll on. Standouts like NXT's Lash legend, Kalani Jordan, and Nikki Bella made waves, but Stephanie Baker stole the spotlight, winning a shot at the Women's World Championship at Clash in Paris. Her victory was the perfect call, cementing her rise, even if some big names felt overlooked. Number 3. Blake Monroe's Betrayal misses the mark. The NXT Women's Championship match saw Jacy Jayne fend off Jordynne Grace, but the story was Blake Monroe's sudden heel turn, blindsiding Grace with the title belt. The moment fell flat, with Michael Cole's puzzled reaction not helping. Turning Monroe heel just a day after her first televised WWE match felt rushed. She needed more build-up to make the betrayal hit harder. Grace deserved the NXT title win here, setting up a proper feud with Monroe down the line. Number 4. Naomi owns the night. Evolution was Naomi's stage. She went toe-to-toe with Jade Cargill in a wild, no-holds-barred match, packed with creative chaos like smashed TV monitors and a jaw-dropping second rope jaded through a table. Despite the loss, Naomi's fire didn't fade. She crashed the main event between Sky and Rhea Ripley, a match that was already a classic with both women fighting like their lives depended on it. Naomi seized her moment, cashing in her Money in the Bank contract and snatching the Women's World Championship in a jaw-dropping twist. It was a brilliant move, keeping Ripley's chase alive since she's yet to beat Sky. Naomi's 2025 has been phenomenal, and this crowning moment was well earned. Naomi calls out WWE shop for not stocking her merch at Evolution store. After stealing the show at Evolution 2025 by cashing in her Money in the Bank briefcase during the main event, turning it into a triple threat, and pinning Sky to become the Women's World Champion, Naomi was on fire. She stormed into the press conference, telling the media to stand up and show love for her massive victory. Y'all better get up. Y'all better get up and clap for me. What y'all got going on? What y'all got going on? What match y'all work? What y'all? You better get up. The heck? And come on, I ain't got all night. I want to open up my Wheatley. Ooh, Lord. This championship win ranks as one of Naomi's biggest moments, second only to her 2017 WrestleMania 33 victory, where she made Alexa Bliss tap out in a six-pack challenge to claim the SmackDown Women's title. Her Evolution cash-in, crashing the intense Sky Rhea Ripley main event, proved she's a force. Her heel turn in March 2025 and relentless performances all year made this title grab a perfect payoff. Days before Evolution, Naomi posted a video on social media from the Evolution store in Atlanta, stunned to find no t-shirts or merch featuring her name, despite her Money in the Bank status. Fans were just as upset, calling out the snub online. Her caption didn't hold back. WWE shop, I'm on y'all ass like white on rice. The merch mishap only fueled her drive, and she showed WWE what's up by walking out of Evolution with the gold. Naomi went around various stalls and asked the clerks there why there wasn't any merchandise. She was so furious that she made fans there start a chant about the lack of merchandise, and fans immediately chanted, "Where's her shirt?" Stephanie McMahon questions the Judgment Day's unity at Evolution. At WWE Evolution 2025, Stephanie McMahon, former WWE co-CEO and chairwoman, stirred the pot by questioning the Judgment Day's unity after their big win. Hosting alongside SmackDown's Joe Tessitore, she watched Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez defend the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships in a wild fatal four-way against the Kabuki Warriors, Sol Ruca and Zarya, and Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. The duo held strong, keeping the titles, but Stephanie's post-match comments put the spotlight on a potential storm brewing within the faction. Perez and Rodriguez fought like a well-oiled machine, outsmarting their opponents to retain the gold. But when Tessitore asked Stephanie for her take on their partnership, she turned heads by bringing up Liv Morgan, who Perez replaced due to Morgan's shoulder injury. Well, I think they're obviously a very successful team together, but it doesn't matter what I think. What does Liv Morgan think? She pondered. The Judgment Day is dripping in gold, with Finn Balor and JD McDonough as World Tag Team Champions, Dominic Mysterio as Intercontinental Champion, and Perez and Rodriguez holding the Women's Tag Team titles. But Morgan's absence since her June 16, 2025, injury on Raw has left a question mark. If she returns while Perez and Rodriguez are still champs, will she demand her title back from Perez? Or could the Judgment Day use the Freebird rule, letting all three share the championship? The WWE Universe is on edge, wondering if Morgan's comeback will spark unity or chaos. Blake Monroe makes a shocking character shift. WWE's Evolution 2 lit up the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia, with unforgettable moments. The NXT Women's title match stole the show, pitting Jacy Jayne against Jordynne Grace. Fatal Influence backed Jayne, while Blake Monroe stood by Grace's side. The action was intense, with both women trading blows, keeping everyone glued to the moment. The NXT Women's title nearly became a weapon, but the referee stepped in to stop it. Then, Blake Monroe got her hands on the title belt. During a chaotic moment, Jayne reversed Grace's Irish whip into the ropes, and Monroe smashed Grace with the belt, handing Jayne the victory. After the contest, Blake Monroe teased that she meant to turn on Jordynne Grace as she walked across the ring where Fatal Influence was celebrating. Monroe's sly move hinted she's a force to watch in the women's division. Her betrayal shook things up, leaving everyone wondering what's next. Evolution 2 might become a yearly tradition, though we thought the same after 2018's first event. What do you think of WWE's bold booking for Evolution 2? We never planned for Seth Rollins to cash in at Saturday night's main event. Seth Rollins' apparent injury had everyone thinking he'd cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase at Saturday night's main event, but that was never the plan. Ringside News confirmed WWE had no intention of Rollins cashing in on Gunther or Goldberg. The only curveball was LA Knight's win over Rollins, a last-minute change after Rollins suffered a real injury during their match, forcing WWE to adjust on the fly. Injuries are always part of the risk in pro wrestling, but WWE made sure not to disrupt their main storylines, especially when it comes to the Money in the Bank briefcase. WWE stuck to their story, keeping Rollins' briefcase safe despite the crowd's hopes. With SummerSlam looming, Rollins' injury couldn't have come at a worse time. Now, everyone's left wondering when he'll return to the ring. What's your take on WWE skipping a Rollins cash-in at Saturday night's main event? Triple H gives a heartbreaking health update on Seth Rollins. At Saturday night's main event 2025, Seth Rollins took a tough hit, losing to LA Knight after a knee injury derailed him. Triple H, WWE's chief content officer, shared a worrying update at the Evolution 2025 post-show press conference. He said the injury looked serious, and Rollins would need an MRI to know more. Originally, Rollins was set to beat Knight, but his knee gave out during a springboard moonsault, forcing a quick change so Knight could take the win. Visibly in pain, Rollins needed help leaving the ring. After much speculation and reports about Rollins' health, Triple H has now given an update during the post-show conference for Evolution 2025. The game mentioned that the knee injury looked bad, but the severity of the situation could only be understood once he underwent an MRI scan. With SummerSlam 2025 approaching, Triple H's words suggest Rollins might miss the big event, where he was expected to clash with a returning Roman Reigns. It's unclear how WWE will handle this setback, but the road ahead looks uncertain. What do you think this means for Rollins and SummerSlam? Seth Rollins booted from a SummerSlam angle after injury. Seth Rollins' injury at Saturday night's main event has thrown a wrench into WWE's SummerSlam plans, cutting him out of a major storyline. Sources from Ringside News reveal that Gunther's path to the SummerSlam event is about to heat up, but Rollins is nowhere in the mix. We have previously reported that Seth Rollins got legitimately injured during his match with LA Knight at Saturday night's main event. Because of this, WWE had to change plans on the fly and decided to have Knight defeat Rollins. Last week on Raw, Rollins and Gunther had a heated face-off, sparking talk of a big feud with the ring general. But hopes of Rollins cashing in his Money in the Bank briefcase at Saturday night's main event were squashed, as WWE had no such plans. While it's a letdown that Rollins won't battle Gunther at SummerSlam, the focus now is on his health. It's anyone's guess when he'll be back in the ring. What's your take on Rollins missing out on SummerSlam? Big E makes a huge request to WWE. Former WWE champion Big E made a bold plea to WWE during the Evolution 2025 post-show, echoing what many fans are thinking. Joining Jackie Redmond and Joe Tessitore, Big E raved about the all-women's event, where every match delivered. Standouts included Sky vs. Rhea Ripley and Naomi's clash with Jade Cargill. He urged WWE not to let another 7 years pass before the next Evolution, as happened since the first one in 2018. What we saw here tonight from the very beginning of the card all night long set the table. We got incredible matches, said Big E. What a night. And let's please not wait another 7 years to do this. Please, he added. The night's biggest shock came when Naomi cashed in her Money in the Bank contract, jumping into the main event between Sky and Rhea Ripley to snatch the Women's World Championship in a stunning twist after her no-holds-barred match with Cargill. Elsewhere, Becky Lynch held on to her Women's Intercontinental Championship against Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. Trish Stratus pushed Tiffany Stratton to the edge in what could be her last WWE match, and the Judgment Day kept their Women's Tag Team Championship in a thrilling fatal four-way. Will WWE heed Big E's call after the women's division stole the show? What's your take on his plea for more Evolution events? Roman Reigns returns on Raw. Everyone expected Roman Reigns to storm back at Saturday night's main event, but the original Tribal Chief kept fans waiting. Now, all eyes are on Raw, where the OTC could make a jaw-dropping return to spark his SummerSlam 2025 feud. WWE just dropped a bombshell, announcing a gauntlet match for Raw, with the winner earning a shot at Gunther's World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam. The lineup includes CM Punk, Braun Breaker, LA Knight, Penta, and Jey Uso. But here's where things get wild. Reigns might swoop in and take Braun Breaker's spot in the gauntlet. Imagine this. Breaker gets ambushed backstage by a shadowy figure, leaving him out of commission. Raw General Manager Adam Pearce, with no other choice, swaps out Seth Rollins' faction member. At the last second, Reigns' music hits, and the OTC strides into the match, replacing the former NXT champion. Or maybe WWE skips the mystery and shows Reigns demolishing Breaker before the bell, proving he's back with a vengeance. The head of the table replacing the 27-year-old star makes complete sense, as Braun was the one who annihilated the OTC on the Raw after WrestleMania. This move would be Reigns' payback against Breaker, who, alongside Rollins, took him out after WrestleMania 41. It's a perfect setup for Reigns to target Rollins' dangerous crew. For those keeping score, Breaker's already a 5-time champ, 2 NXT titles, 1 NXT Tag Team title, and 2 Intercontinental title reigns. The gauntlet match is set to be a thriller, and fans are dying to see what Triple H has up his sleeve. With SummerSlam 2025, a 2-night epic on the horizon, Raw after Saturday night's main event is the perfect stage for Reigns' return. Seth Rollins' real-life knee injury throws a curveball, as many thought Reigns would face his old Shield brother. With Rollins sidelined, WWE needs the OTC back to ignite a fresh feud and fire up the crowd for the biggest party of the summer. What do you think of Reigns stealing Breaker's spot in the gauntlet?